Hi, my name is Eva. I'm 14 years old and I'm living in Vasto, Portugal. Uh, I like to dance and play volleyball, and that's it.
Thank you. So you can start one.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about women's place in social life in Portugal. In the past, women were largely seen as domestic servants. Lacked access to education, had limited freedom of expression, and were controlled by men. The proclamation of the Republic in 1910 gave hope for change, but it was the Carnation Revolution of 1974 that ensured women gained equal rights with men within the family. Before the democratic state was established in Portugal in 1974, women faced many disadvantages and restrictions. Women were forbidden the right to divorce, which was only allowed in the event of proven infidelity on the part of the husband. Women could not vote. She couldn't be a judge, diplomat, military officer, or police officer. Those who managed to become teachers could only marry with authorization of the Minister of Education. To work in commerce, leave the country, open a bank account, to take contraceptives, a woman had to ask her husband's permission. Girls who managed to go to school study separately from boys. There were no mixed classes.
There is sorry for interrupting. There is a background sound. I don't know what it is, but can we keep quiet so that we can hear the student?
The first woman to vote, Carolina
I
Beatriz.
think, sorry, Eva. I think the problem is Eva's microphone or sound.
I see what you mean.
Eva, estás a
Okay.
mexer em alguma coisa?
Ah,
Estás a mexer em alguma coisa ou só estás a ler?
só estou a ler.
É que está um ruído de fundo. Ok, continua lá.
The first woman to vote, Carolina Beatriz Ângelo, doctor, Republican, and suffragist, was the first woman to vote in Portugal in the elections held for the National Constituent Assembly on May 28, 1911. The Electoral Code determined the right to vote for all Portuguese citizens over the age of 21. Residents in national territory, including any of the following categories. 1. Those who know how to read and write. 2. Those who are heads of families. With higher education and head of the family, being a widow, Carolina Beatriz Ângelo met the conditions to vote since the law did not specify that only male citizens has electoral capacity. Women in Portugal gained full legal equality with men following the 1976 constitution with result from the 1974 revolution. Women and education. In 1960, 72.1 of women had no level of education at all, and this figure drops dramatically in 2021, 7.2. On the other hand, the percentage of women with higher education has increased significantly. In 1960, only 0.3 compared to 22.4 in 2021. Women and politics. Only one woman has held the position of Prime Minister. Of all ministers, secretaries of state, and undersecretaries of state, 37.5 were women in 2022. In 2021, women accounted for only 18.6 of the people who topped the lists for city councils. Only 29, 9.4, women mayors were elected. In 1976, only 5% of the
Sorry.
Don't worry. Only 5% of the deputies in the Assembly of the Republic were women. In 2023, they were 36%. The first woman as Prime Minister. Maria de Lourdes Pintacilgo was a Portuguese chemical engineer and politician. She was the first and to date only woman to serve as Prime Minister of Portugal, in office from July 1979 to January 1980, and the second woman to serve as Prime Minister is in Western Europe after Margaret Thatcher, British Prime Minister. And work. Women make up the majority of the Portuguese population, 52%, and contribute to one of the highest rates of participation in the labor market in the European Union. But they earn less than men in all occupations categories. Women earn, on average, 60% less than men, with a difference of 238 euros in average monthly earnings, and that wage inequality increases with career progression, reaching a difference of 26% in top positions, which is equivalent to 760 euros less per month for women. Only 27% of management positions and 40% of middle management positions are occupied by women. Only 21% of board members are women. So, Portuguese history is full of untold histories of women who changed the course of Portuguese history. Here are some. Music, Amália Rodrigues. Justice, Elina Guimarães. Science, Maria de Souza. Journalism, Natália Correia. Literature, Sofia de Melo Braga Anderson. Business, António Ferreira. Education, Carolina Michaelis. Art, Vieira da Silva. Parity is still a distant reality. Discrimination and violence against women and girls are still a reality. Women, women continue to earn less than men for the same work. Women are less represented in parliament and in the management of large companies, and also is a professionals linked to science and technology. Women work longer hours, especially in domestic tasks and caring for their families.
Well done. Very nice presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Eva. Well done, dear.